好，各位同事。
Members, good morning. May I call to order the meeting of the subcommittee to examine the implementation of the Hong Kong resolutions of the UN Security Council in relation to sanctions. It's now time for the meeting to start. May I first ask for nominations for chairman? There must be one nomination to be seconded by one member. Mr. Kwok, I nominate Ms. Sit Ho. Mr. Kwok nominates Sit Ho. Any seconder? Seconded by Mr. Chen Carlock. Any other nomination? If not, then I declare Ms. Sit Ho elected chairman of the subcommittee. So I'll hand over the chair to Ms. Sit Ho. Thank you very much, members, for your enthusiastic support. Well, last term there were only 3 members, Mr. Lau Kong Wai, Ms. Margaret and myself. So it was easy for us to convene a meeting because of the small membership. But then we could not form a forum easily. For this year, we have 8 members in this subcommittee, so I hope we can. It would be easier for us to meet. I'm very grateful to the response from members of the legal sector, because this meeting, the subject of this meeting is very dull and boring. No policy consideration. It's mainly diplomatic and matters. All right. Please give me 3 minutes to explain to you the background of this meeting. First, let's settle the meeting time first. We have got 4 pieces of legislation pending to implement resolutions of the UN. These regulations are already enforced by means of an order from the central government. Now we have this covering Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and also involving Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and also Guinea-Bissau. I had to look up the map to find where it is, and also Somalia. So please don't be deterred by this huge bunch of documents, because the rules or the regulations are very similar. For new members of the council, you might have to spend time to go through one of the regulations, but once you have done that, you'll find the remaining regulations very similar, so you need not worry too much. Let's fix the meeting dates first. Since there are 4 regulations, I believe we need 4 meetings to tackle them. And then the Secretariat has identified 2 possible dates for us. The 16th of November, Friday, 10:45, and the 27th of November, Tuesday, 10:45. Are members available, please? The 16th of November, Friday, from 10:45 to 12:45, and the 27th of November, Tuesday, 10:45 to 12:45. I am not available on the 27th, but you don't really have to accommodate me. At least we can meet on the 16th first. And let's see what's the progress. I don't think we can complete 4 in one meeting, and we will ask the Secretariat to issue a notice to find another date to accommodate as many as possible. Because we have new legislators here, I hope we can try to accommodate as many members as possible. But after you have done 3 regulations, you'll know that this is not really a very big issue. All right. Please allow me 5 minutes to brief you on the background of this matter. We've got a background brief from the Secretariat tracing all the way back to before the reunification. So mine is oral history. In between 2000 and 2004, we were examining a piece of legislation on labor matters, and then some members asked whether consulate generals would be the consulates will be exempted, and whether they will be exempted from criminal liability if they've breached that labor legislation. And we're told by the administration that that was the case, and the CE had the power to enact legislation without the approval of LegCo. And we asked what were they, and then we had this UN sanctions. People who were members of the Provisional Legislative Council might know this better than we do, because the relevant legislation was passed on the 18th of July 1997, I think. It was a very short piece of legislation, but there was a clause to say that LegCo had no power to examine such legislation. So in 2005, we set up a subcommittee to follow up on LegCo's powers to amend subsidiary legislation. Professor Yashigai prepared an excellent paper for us, and members might ask the Secretariat for a copy to have a look at an academic's view. And then in the last term, from 2008 to 2012, Dr. Margaret led this subcommittee to come up with a report on international obligations and role of this council, and it's also it would be a good reading for us. So what about international obligations? Since this is diplomatic matters, UN has issued a notice to sanction some parties, and then the central government would give us an order, would give an order to the SAR government, which will have to legislate accordingly. At the beginning of last term, even the the directive from the central government was not shown to us. However, for the record's sake, we had to know where the authority came from as far as such subsidiary legislation was concerned. So every time we'll be given a copy of the document from the central government. And last term, we made 2 points to the administration. First, a template or model must be presented as far as possible, because the sanctions are mainly on flow of capital, or the banning of entry of certain personnel, and no one in Hong Kong can assist these people to do in any matters. So we asked the government to give us a model copy as far as possible. However, the administration has refused to do so. I hope that we can achieve this purpose, because by the time the purpose is achieved, we can call it a day as far as this subcommittee is concerned. If we can stick to a model, then so long as there is no typo, everything will be in order. And we want the administration to brief the relevant panels of the council before sanctions take effect, so that the panel and the business sector will be made aware of these sanctions and they will not break the law inadvertently. And for some countries that we've never heard of, there might be business transactions which worth millions of dollars per year. So with your inputs, I hope we can work more smoothly and in a more comprehensive manner. There were times when the administration introduced legislation more than half a year after the sanctions had taken effect. And then we vetted the relevant sanctions in this subcommittee, and in less than a month's time, the sanctions were removed by the UN. So we did ask the administration why they had reacted so slowly, and this may be a subject for us to follow up. to find out why it has taken the administration so long to legislate. So if you want any documents in particular, please let me know or the Secretariat know so that you can have copies and you can have an idea of what has been done in the past. Any question? No? Then the meeting is adjourned. We'll meet again on the 16th of November. Thank you.